Hey, what's up? John Sonmez from SimpleProgrammer.com. So, I just finished my workout, but I ate a bunch of carbs. And I thought I would do a video since I was just sort of thinking about this, about perceived inequality. I think this is an important topic to address because there's a lot of whiners out there. Actually, what spurred this thought was a certain person in my Facebook posted a video about an experiment that was done with monkeys, and basically there was this TED talk, and this is kind of a familiar experiment that has to deal with inequality. And essentially what happened was that they had two monkeys, right, that had never been trained in any way before, or at least not in this way, and they gave one monkey, they had him do something, right, and they gave him a grape. They had the other monkey do something, and they gave him a grape, I think is, and then second round they had the first monkey do something and they gave him a grape, and then second round they had the second monkey do something and they gave him a cucumber as a reward. And monkeys prefer grapes obviously to cucumbers, but probably because they don't know to put a little salt on there. But anyway, besides the point, the monkey freaked out and basically threw the cucumber out of the cage. And then they, again, they repeated it. They gave the first monkey, a prize of a grape. They gave the second monkey a cucumber, again, after he performed, and he got irate and threw it out of the cage. And I think, right, what certain people that post this TED Talk in this video are trying to say is that even monkeys get pissed off when they get treated unequally. And that's not the message I got from it. The message I got from it was, if someone gives you a cucumber, you should probably eat the cucumber because you don't know when you're going to get another cucumber, right? Like you get what you get and you don't get to throw a fit, right? As that phrase goes. And monkeys, we should be smarter than monkeys, right? Okay? We should have a little bit more logic and reason and self-control and sense, common sense, wisdom, if you will, to be smarter than monkeys. And you know what? What that also taught me is that rewards are not equal. But I don't want to talk about how unfair life is, because there's too many people that are already pointing to that fact that life is unfair. And I don't think it's really all that unfair. I mean, yes, there are things that are unfair, but a lot of the perceived injustices and inequalities by a lot of people that get upset and post things like this on Facebook and social media and whine about the government and whine about rich people and whine about whatever it is, or fit people when they're fat, right? They are not actually a victim of injustice or unfairness. Because I want to tell you something. I might go into a monologue here, but this isn't directed at you specifically, unless you're one of those people. But while you were watching TV, guess what I was doing? I was writing my blog posts. While you were watching Dances with the Stars, right? I was learning how to use a camera to shoot a YouTube video and how to put videos on YouTube. While you were watching Game of Thrones, I was sitting there writing my book. I was working my ass off while you were watching TV. So you don't get the same as me, right? There's a reason why. While you were, sitting on the couch eating a bag of potato chips, I was at the fucking gym lifting weights, or I was running 10 miles, or I was doing whatever kind of crazy stuff that I do that you like to sit and laugh and say, oh, that's funny, that's John, that guy, I don't know why he does this stuff. But then when the paycheck comes, you like to complain. You like to say, oh, it's like the monkeys, man. It's unfair. John gets a grape and I get a cucumber. Screw that, I'm going to throw my cucumber. Because you think it's unfair, right? But it's not unfair, right? I'm not saying that life isn't ever unfair. It is unfair. Yes, there's a lot of unfair things. And when life is unfair and you get a cucumber, I suggest you hold on to the cucumber. You don't throw a fit and toss it out. I suggest you keep collecting those cucumbers and eat them, because you don't know when you're going to get another cucumber, because it might not come. And you work harder. And sometimes you work hard, and you don't get the reward that you expect or you think you deserve, because we really don't. All that we're entitled to, right? I think this is from the Bhagavad Gita. The quote is the fruits of our labor, or no, sorry, all that we're entitled to is our labor, not the fruits of our labor, right? And I believe that Marcus Aurelius said it, right, in Meditations. Read his translation of Meditations, a profound book on Stoicism. I believe he said that man is only entitled to his actions, not the fruit of his actions. So that's all you're really entitled to, right? And that's all that life really is about. It's about the journey. It's about what you learn. It's about how you grow and become a better person as you achieve your goals, not the end result. Because if you're a person who's striving after the end result, right, and then you finally get that fat paycheck, you're going to pretty quickly find that that's not really what life is all about. Yes, it's nice. Yes, it's nice to be comfortable. Yes, it's nice to be rewarded for your hard work. But that's not all there is. But so those of you that think that life is unfair and you're being treated unfairly, again, I'm not trying to say this to brag. But I'm trying to say that if you're like, man, why is this guy, or it doesn't have to be me, right? It doesn't have to be me. But if you're like, why is this person, why are they fit when I'm fat? Why do they have this thing? Why are they making this kind of money? Oh, they're so damn lucky. You got to look back and say, man, while I was goofing off, while I was watching TV, while I was having some beers with my buddies every night, or playing World of Warcraft, or whatever it is that you're doing, wasting your time, or watching movies on Netflix marathon. Not that you can't have any fun in your life, but while you were wasting like 3 to 4 hours a day goofing off, I was busting my ass. I was writing books. I was making YouTube videos. I was programming, making Pluralsight courses. Whatever it takes, man, I'm going to do it. I was in the gym. I was running. I was doing all these things. I was reading books. I was increasing my knowledge. I was learning. I was teaching myself. I know some of you are saying, yeah, I'm doing that, John. Good. Keep going. But I was doing all those things. And every single person, when you look at a successful person, I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's Trump. I don't care if it's Hillary Clinton. I don't care if it's Bernie Sanders. Well, maybe not Bernie Sanders, but most successful people, most movie stars, most athletes, some of them, maybe they got lucky. But you know what? Every time that you hear their backstory, people like Arnold Schwarzenegger, you find out that they have a work ethic of a workhorse, that they busted their ass to get where they were, that they might seem all glitter and glamorous and that they got lucky and they attached themselves to a shooting star and got there. Most of them worked their butt off. And so when you compare yourself to them, it's fine. You can compare yourself and you can say, oh, they're more fortunate or whatever all this stuff is. But you've got to compare the hours you put in and how much effort you put in. And if you're not giving it your 10, if you're up there and you're like, man, I'm giving it my 7, you don't deserve the pay for someone who's given it their 10. You give it your 10. First, give it your 10. If you give it your 10 for 5 years, if you're like, whatever it is, whatever your goal is, I promise you this, if you give it your 10, everything you got, and then a little more, and you do that for 5 years, whether it be trying to get in shape, whether it be trying to make money, build a business, build a blog, improve your career, improve your mind, if you give it your 10, no more watching TV, no more goofing off, I'm just busting ass. If you do that, and then you haven't hit it, and then you're not one of those people that you're making fun of, one of those people that you're saying is unfair, I'll get my fucking hat out of the closet and I'll eat it. Because I guarantee you're gonna hit success if you do that. But you don't want to do that if you're sitting there making fun of these people, thinking that life is unfair. You want it to be handed to you. And here's the thing about that. Even if I could hand it to you, I wouldn't. I'll tell you why. Because it wouldn't be good for you. Because you think you want it. But I'll tell you this, and I've learned this the hard way myself in life. Something that you get that you didn't earn, it's a sour victory. There's no joy in it. There's nothing. It's empty. So, anyway, the next time that you want to post some silly video on Facebook and show how it's unequal and you're being treated unfairly, and you might want to think about this. Think about what television show you watched last night while someone else was busting their ass, and now you're going to call them to the carpet on Facebook and make fun of them and pretend like it's all unfair. You want their paycheck, but you don't want to do the work that they did. Anyway, that's all I got to say about that. If you like this video, subscribe to the channel. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.